Good morning. It's May 18th, and our reading is in John 10 this morning in the New Testament. And I love the way Booker's been preaching on Sunday about we've got to take the Bible as a whole. We can't just pull out little things and use those, but we got to take it as a whole. And so with today's reading, I really need to start with John 8, and the last verse of it was 59. And Jesus said, just proclaim that he was the light of the world, that anybody that would see him would have the light. And the Jews were so angry and so mad that they wanted to kill Jesus. They were rushing in on him, and it says Jesus just vanished out of their sight. Like he walked right through the midst of them and they couldn't even see him. But the disciples were able to follow him somehow. And as I was reading that on Saturday, I thought, he became invisible. But the disciples were able to hear his voice and to follow him right through the middle of this angry mob. And when Jesus walks through the angry mob, he immediately encounters a blind man. And the word blind means opaque, smoky, like you can't see something. And so here Jesus was. He comes out on the other side, and the disciples had followed him through the midst of this smokiness, into the midst of all this that they couldn't see, but they could hear his voice, and he encounters a blind man. He encounters a man that was born blind. Every one of us are born blind. We're all born into sin. All of us have this smokiness, this fog, and this thing that we can't see Jesus. And actually, John 10:10 says the enemies only come to steal, kill, and destroy. The word kill right there literally means to keep blowing smoke, to keep it smoky, so that we can't see Jesus. We can't see the light of the world, that we can't find the door to get to him. And Jesus clearly says, after the healing of this blind man, he's like, I am the door. I'm the good shepherd. Follow my voice. You may not be able to see in all this opaqueness. You may not be able to find the way and the door, but if you'll listen for my voice, I'm going to lead you out of that place into eternal life. I love that Jesus is not talking about just eternal life in this passage, because he said, I'm come to give you life and to give it abundantly. He said, I'm come to give you life now and on the other side. When you walk through this, you can have life when you walk through that door for eternity's sake. You are free for eternity. But also in the world today, when we walk through these places and it feels like we can't see, we're so blinded by all this smoke and all this haze and all this fog, Jesus is just saying, hear me, listen to my voice, follow me even if you can't see me. It's like we're being led by blind faith. We can't see him through all this smoke and all this fog, but we can hear his voice. And he said, just follow my voice, and I'm going to lead you to the door of salvation. I'm going to lead you to deliverance and the pathway of salvation. Y'all, Jesus is just absolutely amazing. I love the way he teaches on one thing. He demonstrates it. He gives an example. He gives a parable. And I have a feeling tomorrow we're going to find out another way that Jesus talks about how we walk through that valley and see him on the other side. Y'all have a blessed day.